What's up, everyone? Robie1, I'm back, and right here I'm going to do a video. It's going to be called Theoretical Rendition of Peak Pediments Part 1. And right here, this particular one caught my eye, and it's super interesting. And I'm sure if you're looking at it right now, you're already saying, yeah, that's cool as shit. But now, this is from Spencer, Mass. I'm not going to give the person's address away, but if you look over here, like right already, you get this part right here that's very fashionable. It's got the upside down cross, though. Not only is it fashionable, it's also symbolical. And then over here, it looks like nostrils, and then like an alien face going on right here in the background. And if you look close, it looks like little dragons within its eyes, and the tails are swooping off into these little part of the peak pediment. It's very exquisite work. And these boards, if you look at them from the underneath and look up at them, up here into here, it's not 1.5 inch wood. It's maybe like 2 inches. And I call this alien face, dragon eyes with the upside down cross. And I don't know if these little squiggly McDougals mean anything, but it was important for them to put them in there. And I'm going to go over to like a book that I got at the library in Sturbridge. And these people at one point were interested in these. And this is on page 31. Numerology, same as 13. The cap caught on my magnet, and right here you get the same effect, like an upside down cross, but these have different corbels right here. And this is one of them ones that, like this right here, this middle part is almost like a 4x4 post when you take them off. And these corbels, I've seen these on various different ones. And then there's a different design here. And it's too bad they didn't show the whole thing going down, because I know exactly what it was. Because the only thing left is the little corbels on the bottom. And right here, if you look really close, right there, you see that? It's like, it almost looks like sailor steering wheels on their boats. And what the lady ends up saying is she believes these were built in a factory. And this part I found pretty interesting too. And also what you find out is, like this part of the day, like you see how the shadowing is the way it is, but there's certain times where the light hits this and these things make a reflection on the siding. And we know already that the Masons and the early settlers were into that, the shadow effect. And alright, and this is what they call it: decorative gingerbread scroll work found at 39 Old Sturbridge Road, right in below, is typical of houses built during the last quarter of the 19th century. Studio 1 photos. There was little construction along the Old Sturbridge Road before 1898, and development recently accelerated only after World War II. However, particularly attractive remnant of the 19th century, a little blue house at number 39, built after 1878, but after the turn of the century, it displays a decorative woodwork under the roof edge called gingerbread. And this is their opinion. Not mine. I don't call it gingerbread because you can't even make gingerbread scroll work like that. We'll look into that eventually, but that's just my argument against it. I call it occultic and Masonic. The ornamentation was especially popular during this period and is a useful clue in dating the construction of local houses. The style was so popular, in fact, that the intricate woodwork was probably not handmade, rather it is mill stock turned out into vast quantities to embellish gable ends and roof lines throughout the nation. Steam and water power mills, the development of sophisticated lathes and machines and tools, and the apparently endless quantity of standing timber combined to encourage ornate and elaborate ornamentation. And that tells you they came in and pillaged the wood stock. It's funny how they call a part of it Woodstock, but over there I tell you there's plenty of trees. Recent remodeling has altered the appearance of the house. In particular, the glassing of the porch detracts from the original sense of the openness and draws attention away from the intricate columns. The well-maintained slate roof of many advantages. It was inexpensive and very important consideration, fireproof. Alright, so here's a picture of the house. You know, you can go in close, and I call that owl eyes, looking down, and the owl eyes overlooks its prey, and that's why the Masons revere that. And I believe this is the poetic sense in which embraced the house. This was the mind and the entity, and the arms coming down and the hands coming down, holding on, and it's getting a clearer picture now. Right here you see the 8-pointed star as well, right in there. The Star of Babylon, no matter what way you look at it. And now in the corner over here, you see Melech's face. You see Melech right there, his horns up in there. I call them alien head posts on the porch. But this house today has none of this. The only thing left is these things at the bottom. They're going to get rid of it. The slate roof is gone and everything. But I want to go to the beginning of this book, how it talks about this in a sense. This is the name of the book, Footsteps Through History, a walking tour of Sturbridge Common and Southbridge. Brian Burns, 84. This picture is pretty accurate maybe from that sense, and right there at the end of that road is the lake, so this either had to have been done off a boat or some kind of scaffolding, kind of looking down at it, because when you come to this spot, I went there the other day, it's looking up at this, and that church that's right there, the steeple actually is the direction of the other way. It's on the other side, and that other building over there is facing the same direction as the other one. See this building? That one and this one. That one faces that way, but this steeple is over here, and this one is the same direction built, and that ain't even a church anymore. So it's telling us there was two churches back then, and this is supposedly Charlton Street in Sturbridge. And right now, if you go down there, there's trees. They're easily this high, and you can't even see into there. A view of Charlton Street toured 1839, courtesy of Robert Arnold. And Arnold is a street over in Sturbridge, so I assume this picture is Sturbridge, but it looks a lot like the area coming down Charlton Street where the tornado was, but who knows. But over here, okay, as a result, the Sturbridge Common and the downtown Southbridge form a visual and historical continuity ranging from the late 18th century to the early 20th. A walk about the Common and then along Hamilton and Main Street gives evidence of changing building styles and taste, certainly, but it is also time travel of another sort. From the quiet clapboards of the Common to the vibrant and confident brickwork of Main Street and Southbridge, and the journey of imagination as well as miles give insight to the hopes and ambition of previous generation. Certain architectural themes appear again and again. While not necessarily important in themselves, they tell us quite a bit about the builders and buyers of the past. Certain architectural themes appear again and again. While not necessarily important in themselves, they tell us quite a bit about the builders and buyers of the past. This particular paragraph is talking about these peak pediments. There are certain evidence of Georgian and earlier federal styles. These touches include simple ridge roofs, where is it? Let's get over here. Fairly steep pitch, flat capboard walls with sharply defined edges and corners, and elaborate attic or fan windows. Greek revival is the most dominant theme in the buildings of Sturbridge Common, carrying over in Southbridge as well. Early Americans were quite conscious of the uniqueness of their democratic experiment and knew very well that the birthplace of democracy was ancient Greece. I disagree. The early Greek War of the Independence in the 1820s served to reinforce the connection between the old ideals and the American example. Consequently, especially in the early part of this 19th century, builders added touches of ancient Athens to the dwellings they raised. And see them little hash marks? Someone else did that before. See, they try to point it all to Greek, but in my opinion, it all goes back to Babylon. And then if you look at the house, perhaps, let me get my pointer over here. I call these the hands, and I've been over at this house. So them are flowers with little 6-pointed stars holding them. And this is what I mean, like that alien face. It almost looks like them look like eyebrows, like they're mad. The upside down cross, the nostrils, the dragon eyes, the arms coming down. This represents like the elbows. That's what's embracing the house. And I bet at a certain point there's some kind of see, I got this at a good angle for this picture, but maybe the shadow effect creates some kind of thing in it, and it blends with this. It's a nice house. Alright, so I'll show you another one that's on that strip. This isn't it, but you guys seen this. And this is one of them ones that has the, what I call the snakes with the mouth open. The eyes. This one's got its mouth closed. These things have duplicity 7 ways to Sunday. You think it's just shavings, like an axe just chopped that and created all that little stuff in there too? Yeah, okay. And then it created these little eyes there on the Leviathan leaves. This is Worcester, Mass. And then on the original courthouse, nope, the church aside of the original courthouse building. And then right here, there's the phoenix worm. But I can't help but sit back and look, and it almost looks like the Superman symbol. But that's that. We'll put that aside. And then this is another one, if we're considering this is the peak pediment rendition, the theoretical rendition of peak pediments. And this one I call the Eyes of Babylon, owl eyes with the upside down cross, and it has some kind of special cutout here that I believe at one point creates a shadow effect. And this isn't at the peak of what it wants. You got to know the time. And then up here I call these the dragon heads. They're looking up. That's like the air pot, the stomach with the belly of Babylon. That could be the tail or even a reverse head. But I've seen these many times, and this is in Sturbridge, Mass. And I might as well go through a few more. Let's try to get them all. I've shown you this in Sturbridge, the mud flood building with the windows. The oldest structure that's supposedly over there in Turkey with pillars. Over here we got Tartaria, and then the Indian gravestone. Someone's at my door. Robie1, I'm out.